Portarlington Premier League Golf. We're back here, round 7. Milne sitting next to me. I'm the sheep, Ryan Reynolds. Back finally.
Yes,
I think it was meant to be a couple of weeks ago, but I decided to hit the road, get some heat. But it's good to be here.
Did the heat improve your golf at all?
Well, it made the back move a little bit better. I loosened the back up quite a bit.
Yeah.
So that was always nice.
And how many frothies were drowned on the trip?
A lot. Yeah, it's fair to say there's a shortage of Tiger beer in Malaysia.
Well, it's good actually to be working with a professional after the last 2 amateurs that we've had on the last 2 weeks. You realise that having Flanders and Heaton on dropped our views on YouTube. We plummeted with them.
It doesn't shock me at all. Neither blokes have any decent looks.
No.
I think the attractiveness of the panel's probably gone up quite a bit.
We have improved it. Yes. Yeah. You go over to Malaysia.
I did.
Family holiday.
Was
there golf?
There was a little bit of golf.
And there was work, I see.
And a little bit of work, yeah. So the taxman will be seeing some invoices coming through.
Right. So I suppose all our viewers would like to know, as you can see from this image that's just coming up there now, how was it interviewing Hugh Jackman while you were away?
He's a lovely guy, Hugh.
Is he?
Yeah.
Right.
He's a good fella. Yeah.
Right, okay.
Loves a beer.
Yeah.
I don't know if he knew who I was.
Right, okay. Yeah, we just saw there that you were did an interview with Hugh Jackman while you were away, and just a little bit of side hustle there. But it's good to have you back, mate, and back out on there on Saturday on the course.
I do need to pay for the golf lessons. So.
Yeah.
And have we acknowledged Hazy?
Well, old Giggles. We thought we'd put him on. Hazy's in Canada. Been going okay. Couple of little health issues over there, but he's on the mend and he's looking forward to getting back to filling in your seat when he's in about 2 weeks' time.
I'm looking forward to seeing the grey beard come back.
Oh, yes. I reckon he's knocked a few in while he's been away too.
Absolutely without a doubt. I guess that's enough crap talk from us, mate. We've got a big round of action to look back on, and obviously another round to preview. Round 7 finished up on the weekend, halfway point of the year, so it's very exciting. Probably know who the movers and shakers are now in the competition. Sad to say it's not the Goblins.
Yes, they did struggle while you were away.
And they're struggling still, although we'll get to it a little bit later in the show, but there is a little bit of resemblance of form, so maybe a little late season.
Yes, you weren't too far away.
Absolutely. First game we're going to have a look at is the Bullies and the Warriors, with the Bullies getting a pretty good win.
Yes, the back paddock Bullies there, 199 to the Warriors, 171. Bullies had 11 players while the Warriors had the 9. Pretty much it was a massive win for them. 18 points. The star of the show was Jackie Rowe for the Bullies with 39. Cuz Stevens 35, Ross Morland 33, and then we had Richard West on 32, Judy Said 31, and Sean Rodwell was a counting score on 29. But for the Warriors, the best that they could sum up was Noel Pike on 32, Grant Peacock 31, Ray Liniger 30, and the evergreen DeFazio on 27, Craig Connolly 26, and Jacob Glenner Hassett 25 was a counted score.
Did see Jacob out on course. I thought he was hitting it better than 25 points.
Yeah.
A couple of tee shots I saw, he seemed to be going quite straight. So I don't know what happened there.
He can't get over 30 lately, but like the morning players of the Warriors, they were just hanging them in there, and the PM players couldn't provide any penetration into the Bully side. And when 32's your best, you're never going to win that. With the wide margin, there was nothing that could have really affected the results. But we have our little under 25s that we work off. Jacob, 25. We had Cam O'Keefe, 23. Marg Maskell, 22. She'd been to Fiji. Obviously, the heat didn't help her. And then I have to give my mum a little bit of a razz here. She had 24, Rhino.
Jeez.
14 points after 8.
Yep.
Tracking okay.
Very good.
Wiped the 18th, the 1st, the 5th, the 6th, the 7th, and the 8th.
Mummy Milne.
She just got ahead of herself, looked at the score. She's been doing it a lot lately. She just can't put a whole round together. While the under 25s for the Bullies, Rob Casey had 25, Genos had 23.
23?
23 from Jen, and Johnny Wooten had 18.
Oof. A couple of low scores coming in there.
Now, Wootsy, good effort though from you. You were going to pull out in the morning due to a bit of a sore arm. But after your wife told you were as weak as piss and you had to get to golf, you turned up. So good to see.
Well, clearly Mrs. Wooden wants the afternoon.
Yes,
herself, or the
Mrs. Wooden
morning.
wanted to do something for herself. So good on you for turning up, Johnny. That shows dedication to the cause.
What a trooper, absolutely. The win was also important for the Bullies because it sort of solidifies them in the top half of the ladder. Which
It does, yeah. Well, they had that three game losing streak, so they've sort of put a halt to that and put themselves there into third place.
Next game to have a look at is the Tornadoes getting the win over the Hookers.
Yes, another big margin here with Tornadoes 207 to the Hookers 192. Both teams had the 12 players. For the Hookers, their best scorer was David Hutton and Neil Ryan on 34, Choco Royal 33, Jeff Evans 31, and Billy Adams for his first game. He's been overseas as well. He chimed in with a 30 as well as Mickey McNeil. But the Tornadoes, they had Ando Wooten on 32, Stewie Madden 32, Warren Stevenson 33, Collies Bell 34, Fiona Newman 36, and the star for the Tornadoes was the Sword, Sean Ward with 40.
40 points, fantastic scoring. It was susceptible for good scoring on Saturday.
How were the ping positions? Were they okay?
I didn't get to putt very often, as you'll see by my score, so I can't really tell you what the pin positions were like, to be perfectly honest, Matthew.
Right, okay, well, we'll get to that a little bit later on, but Sean Ward, he's the winner of our Travis Matthew Polo this week, so Sword, when you're in the shop next, drop in, but as I said, it was a 15-point drubbing there for the Tornadoes. It was hard to tell how the match was going to progress because 9 of the Tornadoes players were playing in the afternoon, so couldn't get much of a gauge in the morning, but when the afternoon players of Warren Stevenson had a little eagle on the 6th for Warren, when he come in, Collies Bell with his season best 34, Fiona Newman started again with 36 there, and when the Sword come in with his 40, he found his groove, had been getting sledged by Ando all the way around and leading into it. Ando actually compared the Sword to Chris James and Chris's form, but Sword just put that out of the equation there. He started on the 10th tee, was 9 points after 5, so going okay.
Yeah, solid start, yep.
Then had a par on 15 for 4 points, and then on the triangle went 4 for 3, 3 for 3, and 2 for 5.
Wow, 2 for 5.
So eagle on the 18th to go out in 22, wiped the 5th, and then had a birdie on the 9th for another 4-pointer. So, yeah, good effort from you, Sword.
Don't think I've ever seen those sort of scores through the triangle.
No.
It's been a long time since someone's lifted up.
He did show how to do it. The under-25s for the Tornadoes, Scotty Hopgood, Alan Kerry, Norma Vogel, 23s for those. So they still need a bit. Scotty Hopgood was 25, but you might as well be 21 with that effort. But yeah, they were the under-25s for the Tornadoes, and for the Hookers, Kenny Hughes. Now, Ken's actually not a part of Premier League, he's a fill-in.
Oh, wow.
So Helen Powell, Kenny's paying you good money to put something in, and you put in a 23. Come on, work for your cash.
What is the going rate for 23 points?
Well,
surely that's Kenny should be paying.
Well, Helen actually done a bulk payment for him, but I think she's probably gone overs, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, you got me thinking, Milnie. You mentioned the pin positions. Was there some honest feedback coming into the pro shop?
No, not necessarily this week. There have been the previous weeks, but it's the same for everybody. Golf's one of those games where you have a bit of course management and you've got to learn to certain pins to go for and others not. But maybe our golfers just aren't skilled enough to do that.
What's Steve up to? Is he just playing a bit of mind games? Does he think the course is too easy?
Well, it is known for that. But yeah, I don't know if Steve's been doing the pins, but it might be one of the apprentices doing them and just give us a little bit of variety.
I like it.
Yeah.
Certainly didn't stop you on Monday.
No, I did
not.
not.
It's a lazy 2 under when we played on Monday, by the way. He just slithered around the course very nicely.
Yeah, I can't believe I didn't win your money either. Obviously, I'm a bad partner.
Absolutely. But what game are we up to now, mate? The Pirates and the Crusaders, that's right. The Pirates had a very good win there.
Yes, it was pretty much the top of the table clash with the undefeated Crusaders actually going down to the Pirates on Saturday in a close one, 204 to 202. Crusaders had 11 players, the Pirates had 10. Crusaders, Cliffy McCorkle out early with 37. Drayton medalist Peter O'Neill 35. Stan Maskell 34. Jeanette Johnson 33. The Milkman Joel Lorna 32. And Chris James had a counted score with 31.
Well done, Chris.
On you, Jamesy.
That's sensational.
Well, for the Pirates, their early morning players, they did the job. David Newman, 37, Flea Pollock, 36, Mirrors Heaton, 34, Peter Scuba Hub, 33, Dennis Wood, 33, and then when Lynn Kirby come in with the 31, that was sort of their top 6 scorers there. But a good win, as I said, 2 points the difference.
Well, it was the two top sides battling it out, it was always going to be a really good, close game, and that's what I think we saw play out. 204, 202.
I tried to look for some villains in this, and it was pretty difficult to find something from those ones that counted. But I did find one there, and because he's always in one of the last groups.
Yep.
It's always the one who can be pivotal in the result, particularly if they are a scoring one, and it's the Milkman again. Did he cost the Crusaders victory? Triangle, 1-1-1.
1-1-1.
But started on the back 9, so that was his sort of whole 7, 8, 9.
Yep.
And then he also wiped the 8th. 2 shots, triangle, the 8th. Don't think you want to show your face around Milkman this week or on next Saturday, because I think the Crusaders might be out hunting you. Then again, you know what? He's going to go to Crown for the weekend next weekend and miss. So he causes the team victory, and then he's just going to bail on them.
That's a reward he gets for costing his team victory.
And I hope you take your kids, Joel, so then you can't get up to any other shenanigans while you're at Crown. But the under 25 for the Pirates, Manny Golfus, 25. For the Crusaders, Bobby Gibbs, 25. So, and just while we're on this game here, we have talked about the Survivor Series, which is the lowest scoring team that gets eliminated each week, which will start from round 8 this coming Saturday. But if we had been running it over the first 7 rounds, our finalists was going to be the Pirates and the Crusaders.
Okay.
And the Pirates would have won that because they obviously had the highest score there. So they would be the unofficial winners of the first portion of Survivor Series. But that will start clean slate on Saturday.
Who are you going to get? Who are you backing in?
I might back the Goblins in, Rhino. I'm going to go your team.
What do you think they're warming up?
Yeah, well, it's taking you 7 rounds. Sure you know how to play the game now.
Well, does that mean that we won on the weekend? Is that what you're trying to say?
No, you wouldn't have won, but they would have knocked you off still. But no, it's going to be an interesting one. Just a little sidelight to the normal season.
Very interesting, because that is our last game. It is the Pegas and the Goblins. Now, I remember walking into the pro shop on Saturday, and we were having a bit of a chat, and I reckon at 8:45, this is before I teed off, you called it to be a Goblins victory. And in fact, Maxi come up over to me as I was walking between 3 and 4, and he said, he was driving his car very quickly. I think he was off to get an egg and bacon roll, but he said, Milne's called it, the Goblins are going to win.
I did call it.
So I'm assuming that we've won.
I called it, and I'm going to preface this, that I was looking at the team sheets, and the Peakers were missing Yvonne Casey, Barry Doyle, John Leading, and I thought they were missing Murray Wiley as well.
Yep.
So, but in Murray's group, it actually was Cooper that didn't play, not Murray. So I stuffed it up in my own head. And you know what? If Murray Wiley didn't play, you would have won by 1. But no, the Madonna Peakers, they scored 208, and they beat your mob 203. You scored. So you scored over the 200 and still got beat. The Peakers, high scoring team, so they win the Twin Packer Callaway golf balls this week. For the Peakers, we had Robbie Stiglbauer on 38, Brian Bell 37, Chris Dodds 35, David Milne and Murray Wiley on 33, and Digger James 32. While for the Goblins, yourself was a counting score.
On the board for the first
28.
time this year.
You and Barry Benson, Rick Edmondson 30, Shirley Bell on the scoreboard as well with 33, Justin McGrath 35, Darren Wilson 37, and young Tyrrell Edmondson had 40.
Incredible stuff. I did keep an eye on his score. 20 points through 8.
Yes.
With an eagle and a couple of birdies. I reckon he was a couple under par by then. He was flying, Maxi.
Yeah, he did. And sort of the Goblins looked like they were going to nearly snatch it there when the afternoon of Milne, Wiley, Belly and Stig come in. But yes, Tyrrell Edmondson had 40. He wiped the first and the 5th. Not very often a player scores 40 in a team and they get rolled by 5. Rick Edmondson started so well.
Yes,
18 after 9 holes. Only had 12 on the back 9. As I said, you had 28.
Yeah.
Bit of an improvement from the last score that you put in, which was 21.
Yes.
You seem to be going okay on the front 9, and you were 23 after 13, and then you went white, 1, 2, 2.
Yeah. I got some lessons off Milne on Wednesday, and they were paying dividends, and then it all fell apart.
Yes, his pupper valve got a bit tight and...
Started thinking about it. I thought I could scramble my way to a 33, 34, and maybe I didn't
quite
execute. Yeah, I fell a little bit short. That elusive 30 is proving very hard for me at the moment. If you have a look at my golf link, I can't remember the last time I've had it. So
you'll get there this week. That's if you play.
How is Daddy Milne going? Because I saw him out there just as I was finishing up, and he was limping around.
He's showing some intestinal fortitude that Flanders likes from his team. Yep. People who are under duress that turn up. He's got the ankle brace on just to try and stabilise the ankle, but no, he seems to be tracking along all right. Just considering he was a piss poor Portarlington player over the last couple of seasons on one of those years, that he's actually performing okay this year.
Be very interested to see what the PPP team's looking like.
It is. We're going to do a little briefing of how we've gone over the first 7 rounds here, just a bit of an overview. But the under-25s for the Goblins, Steve Evans, 24, and the Peakers was Marion Keskiner on 21. And yes, Marion, we know you're trying hard, but maybe you're just not that good.
Slap.
Love you, Marion.
What a way to finish the review of the weekend's action.
Yes, well, you've got to give a little clip to everyone every now and then. But,
absolutely.
Yes, the ladder's take shape there, Chic.
It is very much so. We mentioned it before, but the Crusaders sitting on top very comfortably, 6 wins, 1 loss, with the Pirates chasing 4 wins, a draw, and a loss. So that's going to be fascinating, that top 2. But can't discount the Bullies either in third. They're 4 wins, 3 losses.
Yes,
so the top of the ladder is taking shape very quickly.
And that's it. Like, you look at the Tornadoes, they're sitting there in 5th place, and they're only half a game out of 3rd. So it's going to be an interesting part of the rest of the season. Warriors look to be maybe struggling there, being 2 games out of the top 4, and your mob 4 games out, 0 points.
Yeah, I think
have you given up, or are you just
we're
going to
a fair chance for the spoon. I think we should play the kids, is what I'm thinking.
Right,
I just need to start to rebuild a little bit.
Yep.
What I will say though is the Hookers are 3 and 4 with 1,311 points. We've actually outscored them this season. So it just goes to show it's not necessarily about how well you play; it's when you play other teams.
Correct, yes, and that's what it's all about. You just got to beat what's in front of you on the day.
Exactly right. So look, I think we can cause some upsets in the run-in.
And I reckon this week is the week.
Is it really?
Mm-hmm.
Did you get me excited?
Yeah, mate.
Yeah, we're going to warm up.
I reckon you guys will probably start favourite in your match.
Okay. Should we start the preview then?
We might as well get straight into the preview.
Beautiful. Let's get straight into it. The Warriors and the Tornadoes, Milne. Obviously a really pivotal clash here. Yeah. Tornadoes sitting in 5th, and the Warriors, they do need to win this to keep their finals hopes alive.
They do, yes. You think the Tornadoes will have to go in favourites. Although they're 5th on the ladder, they actually are the 3rd highest scoring team so far this season, which has resulted in the 3 wins and a draw. Last time they met earlier in the season, the Tornadoes won 191 to 181. Toot Madden and Ellen Carey top scored for them last time. Alan Carey's been shocking since then, hasn't put 1 score on the board. While Josh Bowen and Pete DeFazio top scored for the Warriors. Tornadoes appear too consistent. They won't want to drop this. If they do, they may lose sight of the top 4. Players to improve for the Tornadoes: James Finch, Biscuits, Norma Vogel, and Yvette Pollock. While the Warriors, there's too many to name. 2 women: Julie Milne, Marg Maskell, Steve Bond, Cam O'Keefe, Craig Connolly, Jacob Blenner-Hassett. They've all been disappointing this season. So, yeah, I'm thinking the Tornadoes will probably be too strong.
Sounds about right, which would then you'd be able to put a line through the Warriors and maybe a chance to win the wooden spoon, because they would be demoralised.
It would be, particularly if you guys don't get it.
Exactly right. Hookers and the Pirates is the next game to have a bit of a look at. Obviously, the Pirates we mentioned second on the ladder. The Peakers.
The Madonna's Peakers.
Which makes it an even more enthralling contest because the Peakers are in 4th. So 2v4.
I know you get a bit flustered around Peakers. I know, but yes.
Well, you got my mind. I was lost track of where I was at, and then you talked about Peakers.
The Peakers are 4th, Hookers 6th. Danger game for both sides. If the Peakers win here, it nearly cements them in the top 4. While a loss for the Hookers could see them 2 games out, but a win will keep them in touch. Earlier in the season, the Peakers smashed them 194 to 178. Murray Wiley starred with 38 points The next best actually there was 32 after Muzz's score, and that was from the peakers Flanders and Leading and Belly, while the hookers Helen Powell and Mickey McNeil were the best for them. The hookers were deplorable in this match last time, but they have found some form over the last month. They had that 3-game winning streak, which ended last week. The peakers would like something from Marion Keskinen. Yes, I know I've highlighted you again, Marion. Saturday, I know your game was bad, but I don't think you realise you lost your 3 wood as well. I've got it in the pro shop, so that's been handed in. So don't stress when you see your golf bag and it's not there. Soupy Collins, Lloyd Shepherd. Now, Lloyd, you did miss out on being highlighted in the under-25s. Just because you missed that list doesn't mean you need to do a lap of the 18th green after putting out because you had 26. That's still shocking. Hookers, Kenny Hughes mentioned you about trying to give something for your team. Jill Barker needs to lift. Peter Vogel, Matt Miles and Matt Davies.
Few there needing
need to lift as well.
Absolutely. This game's got me really excited. Massive match. The Bullies and the Pirates, 2v3.
Yes, and this is last year's grand final replay again. It is a mouth-watering contest. The Bullies pumped the Pirates by 15 in the first round, 205 to 190. For the Bullies, Jackie Rowe, 38, Ross Morland, 36 were the best, while for the Pirates, McMuffin, he had 38, and Manny Golfers, 32. Interestingly, the Pirates have only lost 1 game this year, and that was it.
There you go.
So
can it happen again?
It can. Bullies loss could see them lose touch with the top 2.
Yep.
And fall sort of 2.5 games behind second place. Even contest with only, I think it's 0.6% between them. So they're both high scoring teams. Improvement from the Bullies needed. Jen Edmondson, so inconsistent. Bill Archer, you need to get some over 30. Sean Rodwell's been a bit down.
He was a bit flat the other day, sorry, just quickly in the pro shop, wasn't he?
He was. Yeah. He thought he was back on Saturday. He jumped out of the blocks with 3 or 4 3-pointers, and then all of a sudden he just dropped right away. Kev Hudson and Cooper didn't play on Saturday. They need to turn up. Improvement from the Pirates. We need Jimmy Pike, Manny Golfers, and Leroy. Leroy was a bit flat after being given a little bit of grief the last 2 weeks by Flanders and Heaton, and he didn't really live up to that. Can the Pirates' top 6 players continue their form, or will the lesser lights stand up? Because I think they need to. Can the Bullies recapture their form? Not so sure.
Well, they do always say premiership teams are won by their bottom 4 players rather than their first 18. Yeah. So is that what you're thinking?
That's what we're thinking. With the Pirates, we're sort of... Sue Gregory for the Pirates, hopefully she's back from her broken bone in her foot because she's missed a couple of weeks. Gary Brooks has been at the Australian Bowls Championship, so he's due to return as well. So hopefully they can get a few of those on the park and maybe help lift their team.
Now, final game of the round. I've just had a look at the ladder, and I can't believe that you're actually tipping this, but maybe a broken clock's right twice a day, and potentially you're just going to keep on tipping the Goblins till they win, and then you can say, I told you so.
Crusaders first, Goblins 8th. Lots of questions to be answered though, Rhino.
Plenty.
How will the Crusaders respond after last week's loss? Have the Goblins got them at the right time? Is there any scar tissue from last year's Rory McIlroy efforts with the Crusaders where they dropped 3 or 4 late to miss finals? Is there a chink in the Crusaders' armour?
We're about to find out, aren't we?
Last time they met,
the
Crusaders got yous by 17, 205 to 188. The Drayton medalist Pete O'Neill scored 38, Stan Maskell 36, while Tyrrell Edmondson 34 and Jay McGrath 33 were the best for the Goblins. Although the Crusaders lost on Saturday, they still scored 202. But if they had played you, you would have beat them.
Exactly right.
So you just got to be at the right time. The Crusaders will be missing the Milkman. He's at Crown.
Big out.
He has secured a replacement.
Yep.
So he's paying big money for Dean Jeffrey to play for him.
Okay.
One of Tyrrell's mates.
Yes.
They'll probably be playing together, so I'm sure there'll be a little bit of sledging through there. The Goblins will need something out of Steve Evans,
Yes.
Boland and Byrne. I haven't mentioned Rico, because he's been okay the last 2 weeks, 33 and 30. So he can't do much better than that, because he's not that good. Crusaders have been consistent all year. They haven't had really many passengers. Maybe Bobby Gibbs at times. He's been very inconsistent this year for such a big, strong golfer and low handicapper. Can get a little impatient. Maybe that's what's happening to him out there. And then Chris James, he's had a counted score, so he's actually performing a little bit better than he has in the past 2 years. But yes, it's going to be intriguing.
Going to be an interesting one. I'm interested to see how the Crusaders come back from that loss. Are they going to sit there and sulk?
Well, that's the thing. Potentially. Like, obviously they've lost and now Lorna's jumping ship.
Yep.
Yeah, not sure about... Finnemore's been a bit down on it. Dan Hopgood, he only sort of got 4 holes in Saturday and had a phone call and had to leave. So hopefully he'll be back on the course next week. Pete O'Neill's been very consistent, but surely he can't keep going and he can't keep lifting that team.
The one thing I will say is there's a lot of improvement left in the Goblins. I don't think we're seeing their full potential this season.
I think so. When you look at your team, like you've got obviously Tyrrell, Justin McGrath, very consistent and solid, Barry Benson, Tickle Madudar Wilson's just found his first bit of form, so hopefully he can continue. But yes, I suppose the nucleus in the middle there of Byrne, Boland, Reynolds, Evans, Burrell, that's where we've got to get something from you guys on the weekend. Because Shirley Bell's been great.
I did bump into Steve on the weekend. He's a shell of a man.
Oh, is he still?
He was very
down?
Yeah, he was very down in the dumps. But he had 24. I can probably see why.
Yeah, exactly. No good.
Absolutely. So hopefully the Goblins can get that upset. Just for the competitiveness of the league, it'd be nice.
Yes.
Otherwise, do we get a priority pick or something come next draft?
Oh,
Are we at that stage?
I think your team will just be disbanded and there'll be drafted everyone in new.
Yeah, that's a fair shout. I'm not leaving because I've got the hat though. So at that time, we should probably reflect, shouldn't we? We've gone 7 rounds into the season. We know the form lines. We know who's stinking it up, who's playing really well. And I know you do a lot of homework, Milne. So let's run us through the first half of the year in review.
So we've got the first seven rounds played. We're going to do a bit of an overview, some hits and misses from each team through here. We'll start with some, I suppose, the most number of rounds played. So the Bullies have had the most players on the park for the season. They've had 79 players, like 79 rounds participated by their players. The lowest, the Hookers with 67, so they need a little bit more out of their players.
Bit of dedication.
Team average for all players, so this is everyone in the team.
Yep.
Crusaders are leading with an average of 32.18. Lowest average, the Goblins, 29.96.
Ooh,
so you need a little bit across all the line there. Our top 5 averages.
Yep.
Interesting this year. Better scoring we've had in the first 2 years, but Peter O'Neill, Crusaders, average 34.6. He's our leader so far through the first 7. Interesting now, Fiona Newman from the Tornadoes, 34.3. Jackie Rowe from the Bullies, 34. Milkman Lorna from the Crusaders, 34. And Flea Pollock from the Pirates, 34. That rounds out our top 5 averages.
Geez, Pete flies, doesn't he?
He does.
He grows a leg when it comes to Premier League.
I don't know why, but he just loves it. Then we'll go to the bottom 5.
Yes, this is going to be very interesting.
And we might start from the bottom and work our way to the top here. But Helen Powell from the Hookers. That doesn't even include Ken Hughes' scores. Okay, it's just hers when she's played.
Yep.
She's about 24.8. Then we can go up to Tide on 24. Both from the Goblins.
Yep.
Steve Evans and Neil Keskinen.
Yep.
And even Ken Latter's on 24, and he's from the Hookers.
Yep.
And then our lowest scorer so far is Johnny Powell from the Pirates with an average of 22.5. He has been a PPP player as well. So yeah, not very good household to be in there with John Powell at number 1 and his wife Helen at number 5.
Geez, it'd be sad at their house on a Saturday afternoon.
Well, maybe they should do a bit more practice of golf instead of practicing other things. But yes, it's Johnny wouldn't mind me hanging a bit of crap on him because he deserves it.
Absolutely. Well, it makes you think if he lifts or even finds a couple of points in the Pirates team, they could be on a little bit of a run. Just get a little bit out of him.
Yes. So our hits and misses for the team, it's not just based on the scoring average, but it's what they offer the team, how important they've been, what they've been able to provide. And we'll start for the Bullies here. Jackie Rowe, obviously best average for the team. Cuz Stevens and Ross Morland have had 86% of their scores count, which is great. The misses, Kevin Hudson, very poor low average, hasn't been playing a lot. And Billy Archer, equal lowest scoring count for their team. Crusaders, obviously the hit, Peter O'Neill. leading the scoring and has an 86% score count. The Milkman has got second highest average for their team and 100% scoring count rate.
Wow.
So he's out, and he scores every week. So it's a big loss for the Crusaders. And Chris James, I'd say he's a hit this year. His scores counted twice, and he's reached the 30-point milestone twice. So where previous years he hadn't even got to 30. So well done, Jamesy.
Well done, Chris.
The misses, Xavier Boland, our youngest player, low scoring average. But just keep playing, Zave. You'll get there like Cooper did last year. While I've got to put Chris James in there as well because he's got a low scoring average. But Bobby Gibbs, they've only used your score 43% of the time. A man of your talent, that's poor.
Very.
Goblins.
Yes.
Hit.
Yep.
You have to say Tyrrell Edmondson. High scoring average, 100% score count.
Oh, I will just say, just before we quickly move on, 100% score count. Technically, yes. But when you're having a 28 score...
Yes.
I mean, you can't really class it. Like, I don't class my 28 that scored this weekend, so I don't think Maxi can.
No, well, I would agree with you there, but technically it does. But yes, and so he should with the type of performer he is. Misses, Neil Keskinen, low scoring average. Steve Evans, we've mentioned those before. Those boys need to get up on the hit list.
Absolutely.
For the hookers, we've got one hit in their team as well. The unassuming, diminutive Neil Ryan, best scoring average of the team and 100% score count, so very important for his team. The misses, Ken Latta, low scoring average and has only had one score count. Jeff Evans, average of 28 with only 40% scoring for the A grader in the team, not fantastic.
They need more from your A graders, don't you?
Jill Barker, 28 average, only 60% scoring from a 2022 All-Port team member, disappointing for that. Peakers hits, Murray Wiley, high scoring average, 100% score rate. David Milne, as I said, piss poor player. Now he's actually the second highest average for his team.
What a story that'd be. That'd be a fairy tale, wouldn't it? That's real rags to riches stuff, isn't it?
And he's had 100% scoring as well.
Yeah.
The misses, Marion, low scoring average and only 25% of your scores counting. While Soupy, you haven't had a score count at all. So you're a bit of a miss for your team. We'll go into the Pirates. Pollock and Heaton, high scoring averages and 100% scoring count. Misses Johnny Powell, we've highlighted him previously, is a former PP player. Manny Golfus, low average and only 29% score count. Jimmy Pike, you've only played 4 rounds this season because you were late ringing for a medical sub for a team member. You haven't reached 30 points yet, Pikey, in the 4 games. Maybe you'll need to get Mirrors and Scuba to have a little chat to you about the Pirates and their how do we say, their intestinal fortitude that they try and put out there and the confidence within the team. Tornadoes, hits, Fiona Newman, highest scoring average for the team and 100% scoring. Toot Toot Madden, he's going all right too, 100% scoring rate. Misses Jane Finch, low average, 0 scores counted. Yvette Pollock, low average, particularly for the ladies in the team, with only 33% scoring rate. And Biscuits Arnott, he's probably the biggest miss. I labelled him a potential Drayton medalist from what I'd seen.
Yes.
And he has been stinking it up. Came in with all the fanfare, talked up his game, and you're a major disappointment, only averaging 26 with a 20% score count rate. Disgraceful.
That is the Matt Milne kiss of death, isn't it?
It is. That's shocking. He's probably getting close to the Recometer. We haven't issued one yet, but he is on the precipice. For the Warriors, can you believe a hit's going to be the 139-year-old Italian stallion, like Pete DeFazio. Best average for his team, and he's like 147. 86% score count ratio. Noel Pike hasn't got a great average, but he's got a 80% score count rate. So it's important when he plays that he does score for the team. So on for you, Pikey there. The misses, Josh Kent only played 1 game so far. When he played, he scored. So it's obviously important that he turns up. Mark Maskell, low score average, 50% score count. And then Steve Bond, shocking, no score count. Has only played 3 games though. So if he's back in soon, hopefully he can bring something to their team.
Is Josh Kent alive?
He is here. Yes, he's around.
present.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
I didn't miss anything.
No, he's still here. He's just obviously
Weak
has
as
things
piss.
on Saturday. Yes,
Yeah.
I could go that way. Now we have had fill-in players as
We
well
have,
this year.
yes, yep.
So we've had 14 players in total fill-in over the
Yep.
course of the season so far. The best performed of those would be Ian Francis, Yanni Lathouris and Brian Burrell. And our worst performed is Ken Hughes.
Okay,
So-
no, not much.
No,
Worse than Ken.
no, and I don't want to play too much on Kenny because he's a good fella, but come on, Ken, you're better than that.
Has Toby Prime filled in for anyone? Yeah.
Toby Prime has filled in, but I've taken it that you've got to play more than one game.
Yeah, okay.
I know he wants to fill in more, but then again, he decided to sit the season out. I'm not sure if it was scared or he did say it was because he had the birth of a new child, but I think it's probably more he was scared of the analysis on his game.
Fair shout. You did message me while I was away asking if you wanted Toby to fill in for me, and I did say I'm happy for that to happen as long as I didn't have to pay per double bogey, which would have got quite expensive to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, but I did tell him that, and he wasn't too happy that you shunned him.
Yeah, I did get a close up of his game on the weekend.
Has it improved?
A little bit.
Yeah. And what did he have?
20, 32. He had 32.
Okay.
Yeah, he is improving.
Oh, we beat you then.
Yeah, not hard.
Oh, very good, Rhino. Very good analysis there for everything.
Absolutely. I think that gets us to the end of the show, doesn't it, Matt?
It does. So, quick recap. We've got the Callaway golf balls won by the Madonna's Peakers, so you can grab those from the Pro Shop. Sean Ward from the Tornadoes was the Travis Matthew Polo winner. And we also need to thank Luke Campbell at Neville Richards Real Estate as our major partner for this event, as well as Callaway. We've got our little mate here, Giggles Hayes. Isn't he looking splendid? Forgot to put the Canadian club up next to him, but anyway, we might have one of those for him after.
What's his little face like?
It looks like you.
Oh, he does look like me.
Yeah.
He's very cute.
Yeah.
On your hazy.
It's all right. He takes pride in place in my bedroom.
I was wondering why.
I just cover his eyes up when we go to bed.
It's a little bit crusty. Awesome, Milty. Well, thanks very much, mate. Really appreciate it. Looking forward to seeing if your tips pay off. And we'll catch you next week.
No worries. Thanks for coming in, and we'll see you next week. Thanks, guys.
Bye, guys.